Hail, the young scholars! How y'all doing today? It's me, Mr. Liguria, and I gotta tell you, if you want to have the whole wide world in your hands, if you want to have the whole wide world in your hands, you gotta know math. I've been around the world twice, and I'll tell you what, every place I've been to, there's one thing I've always had to know how to do, and that's multiplying. That is doing multiplication, the multiplication of numbers. So, it's time to take my hat off, woo! And it's time to do a little multiplying, because I know all of you want to make the world a better place, and you want to travel the world, and everything that goes on in the world is somehow connected to math. So, today in math, we're talking about multiplying whole numbers. Double-digit whole numbers by double-digit whole numbers, and sometimes double-digit whole numbers by triple-digit numbers. In this video, we're focusing on double-digit numbers by multiplying them by double-digit numbers using the area model. Using what model? The area model. Great job. So, we're going to have the problem today. 25 times, let's see, what sounds good? How about 32? 25 times 32. That is our mathematical problem we're having today. We're going to solve it using the area model. Using what model? The area model. Now, you young scholars already know, before I can start doing the area model and building it and creating my rectangle and deciding where numbers go, I need to first do something to each of these numbers. I need to do something that starts with the letter D and means like to break the numbers down. And we're going to break them down by place value. What is that word? The word is decompose. We need to decompose 25 and 32. What do we need to do to each of these numbers? We need to what? Decompose them. So let's first look at 25. I know that 25 is a double-digit number. And I know that the 5 is in the ones place and the 2 is in the tens place. What place did I use the 2 in? The tens place. So I know this 2 is telling me that there's two groups of what? Two groups of 10. So it's really 10 plus 10. That's what the 2 represents. It represents two groups of 10. And we know that 10 plus 10 gives us what? 20. So the 2 in the tens place really represents 20. Now the reason we got 20 was because the 2 is in the tens place, which is telling us there's two groups of 10. 1, 2, got my two groups of 10. I know if I add 10 plus 10, I get 20. If you don't know that 10 plus 10 equals 20, count all your fingers, count all your toes, and you'll get 20. That's 10 plus 10. Now we must look at the 5. The 5 is in the what place? The ones place. Yeah, so the 5 is in the ones place, which is telling us there's 5 groups of 1. So 5 groups of 1, just like my 5 fingers. Imagine these are each groups of 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 1. So that is 5. So we bring 5 down. It stays the same. It's 5. So 25 decomposed by its place value is 20 plus 10. 25 is 20 plus 10. We got the two tens from the 2. The 2's in the tens place, which is telling us there's two groups of 10. 1, 2, which equals 20. The 5's in the ones place, which is telling us there's 5 groups of 1, which gives us 5. Now we must decompose 32. So I hope you're ready to decompose 32. Hopefully you realize decomposing 25 wasn't that hard. Decomposing 32 is going to be the same thing. So let's first look at the 3. I'm going to kind of make it out this way so that way I don't get it mixed in with these problems. The 3 is telling me there's, well, let's look at the place value of the 3. The 3 is in what place value? It's in the 10s. Yeah, it's the 2's in the 1s and the 3's in the 10. So the 3 is telling me there's 3 groups of what? 3 groups of 10. So it's really equal to 10 plus 10 plus 10. So the 3 is equal to 10 plus 10 plus 10. There's 3 groups of 10. That's what the 3 is telling us. And we know if we add all those together, we get 30. Because 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 10 more is 30. So the 3 is telling us there's 3 groups of 10, which gives us 30. Now we look at the 2. And the 2's in the what place value? The 1's. And it's telling us there's two groups of 1. So that stays 2. So breaking 32 down by its place value gives us 30 plus 2. That gives us 32. This is the first step in multiplying 25 times 32 using the place value method. We decompose the numbers. We got 20 plus 5 and 30 plus 2. We got these, remember, because the 2 is in the tens place, which gives us 10 plus 10, which gives us 20. The 5 is in the ones place, which gives us 5, which stays 5. So 25 is 20 plus 5. 32 is in the tens place, and 32, the 3 is in the tens place, which gives us 10 plus 10 plus 10, which equals 30. The 2 is in the ones place, which gives us 2. Alright, young scholars, so we've decomposed 25 and 32. We decided 25 equals 20 plus 5, and we decided 32 is 30 plus 2. Now comes the next step. Comes to creating our place value rectangle and putting the numbers on it and solving it. So, let's get ready to rock this place value chart. So, the first thing when creating our place value chart for doing 25 times 32, a double digit by a double digit, is first creating our rectangle. So let's do that. So, I'm not the best rectangle creator, but here we go. Here's my rectangle. So I have, as you can see, a rectangle. Now I must determine how many times to slice it. How many rectangles within my rectangle must I have? Let's figure out how to do it. What you're going to do is you're going to look at each number and see how many digits are in the numbers. Now, like I've told you in class, I like to put my smaller number on the left-hand side and my larger number on the top. You don't have to do it. It's just for some reason it keeps me organized and keeps me always doing the same consistent thing. So, which number is smaller, 25 or 32? 25, you're absolutely right. So, 25 is how many digits? It's 2. Yeah, there's 2 numbers. It's 2 digits. So I know I just need to split this into 2 rectangles. Then my next step is to look at, where am I going to write the 25? I'm going to write the 20 in the top part, because that's what comes first. And then I'm adding to 20, what, 5? Yeah, because I'm dealing with 25. Then up here, now it's time to look at the top part. And I have the number 32. So now I got to decide, how many digits, how many numbers is the number 32 composed of, made out of? It's made out of 2, just like 25 is made out of 2, so is 32. And it's made out of 30 plus 2. So I know I need to split this also into 2 rectangles. And then I'm going to have 30 up here because it comes first, and I'm adding to 32. Let's check to make sure we did this part right so far. How do you check to make sure you did it right? Is you just add these 2 numbers together. 20 plus 5 is 25, which is perfect because that's the number I'm dealing with. And that's what I have right here. So far I'm on the right track. Now let's look at 30 plus 2 gives me 32, which is what I'm dealing with. So far I'm perfect. We're golden. Now it's time for the multiplying part. It's time for the what? The multiplying part. So how this works is you're going to multiply this number by this number and put that answer in the rectangle. Then you're going to put this, then you're going to multiply this number, 20 times 2, and write that answer in that rectangle. Then you're going to take this 5, multiply it by the 30, put that answer in this rectangle. And then you're going to take the 5, you're going to multiply it by the 2, you're going to write that answer in that rectangle. Then after, we're going to add them all up. But first, let's get to that part. So, 20 times 30. Woo! That's a tough one. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to work that out in here. 20 times 30. Let's see. I'm doing the algorithm way just to make it easier for me, and I'll show you another way to do it in a second. But 0 times 0 is 0, and 0 times 2 is 0. Space saver, because it's representing a place value. 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 2 is 6. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus nothing is 6. So my answer in that rectangle is going to be 600. Another way to think about this is, I know if I multiply 10 times 30, it would give me 300, because it's going to move the 30 on the place value chart to the left once. So that would give me 300, but I have how many 10s right there? I have 2, because 20 is made out of 2 10s. So it would be double 300, which would be 600. We all have our own strategies for figuring out what that answer would be, and any one is okay so long as you get 600. Now we're going to look at 20 times 2. So what is 20 times 2? And in case you forget, we're going to do the algorithm way. So 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 2 is 4. So 20 times 2 is 40. So I got 40 in this box by going 20 times 2. Gives me 40. Now I move down here, and I go 5 times 30. Sorry, 5 times 30. And I'm going to work that out using the algorithm way as well, even though a lot of you can probably work that out in your head. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. So I got 150. Now we're finally on the last box. And this is a tough one. It's a hard one. 5 times 2. What does 5 times 2 equal? It equals 10. So, I now have multiplied all I need to multiply. When I did 20 times 30, I got 600. When I did 20 times 2, I got 40. When I did 5 times 30, I got 150. And when I did 5 times 2, I got 10. So, we did all the hard work. Now we just have to add 600 plus 40 plus 150 plus 10. We have to add all those together. And remember, when we add numbers together, we need to make sure to line up their place value. You have to add the tens place with only the tens. You have to add the hundreds with only the hundreds. And the ones with only the ones. So let's do this. Let's add our numbers together. Let's start with the very first one, which is 600. So I take 600. I'm going to put extra to remind me I've already written that number down. 600 plus 40. X through that to remind me I've already written it down. Plus 150. Plus 10. There's my 10. Now I add all these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. Plus 0 is 0. Plus 0 is 0. Woo! That was easy. Now, 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 1 is, you're right, 10. Carry my 1, because we had to move to the next place value. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. 800. I have now determined that 25 times 32 equals 800. Now it's time to check this using the algorithm way. So I'm going to go 25 times 32. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. My space saver to represent that this is 20 that I'm multiplying now, not just 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Now it's time to add these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. Hurt my 0, clear my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. 800. 800, 800, 800. We know math.